Hey guys, Shelby Kushma here. How's it going? I haven't been on in a little while, so I thought I would hop on and talk a little bit about the energies right now. I think well, I won't project, but I have been feeling huge shifts. I don't know if you guys have, but major planetary shifts and major personal shifts on all levels. So I thought I'd hop on and just give some advice and some tools to help us all navigate these really intense times. So first off, we had the lunar eclipse in Scorpio and the full moon looks like last Sunday. And since then, I feel like things have been really intense and sort of fast forwarding on the track of ascension. So for those of us who are on that path, you might notice things getting really crazy in your world. Things could be ending, people could be leaving, there could be things falling apart. You could just feel like you're falling apart internally, emotionally. So what this has done is really taken us to the almost like one of the most intense cycles in our ascension. And if you don't know what ascension is, it is basically the soul's journey. So as a collective, like a collective humanity on this planet, we are all going through an ascension process. Basically, it's like when you hear like awakening, right? So somebody's going through their spiritual awakening. Somebody's waking up and realizing that it's not just, the 3D, and it's not just that we're here to, go to a 9 to 5 job and come home and watch TV. So we were waking up from those types of programmings. Ascension is when that happens on a collective level. So basically a lot of people at the same time are going through spiritual awakenings. So we are going through that really intensely on this planet right now. And we go through these cycles. Now, that's the evolution of our species. That's the evolution of consciousness and the evolution of the soul, which is a great, great thing. The thing that's challenging right now is that we have some conflicting and contrasting energies that are really trying to keep that from happening. And there's lots of talk out there about, that there's nothing outside of us that could really be more powerful than us. And yes, that is true. It's all about your belief system. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, because if we're not aware of it, if you're not aware of what is influencing you, then you really don't have any control or power over it. So I wanted to bring up a couple of things to be aware of so that you can call back your power from it. The first one is frequencies. So we operate in a world based on frequencies. Like I'm using frequency right now to talk to you guys, right? We hear frequencies all day long with music on our phones, TVs, radios, cell phone towers. There's frequencies also that we don't even see that are like really influencing us all the time. And some of those frequencies carry negative or lower vibrational thoughts, lower vibrational thought forms. So I've noticed, if you've noticed, that there'll be sometimes some days that feel really heavy, just bad moods, and people are driving crazy, and just people are not feeling great. And then some days the frequencies are really high and it's really positive, and that can go on a collective level, and that can also be you personally. So you want to have sovereignty over your own electromagnetic frequency, meaning your thought forms. So how your frequency is created is through your thoughts. So if you're watching television or listening to a song and some lower vibrational frequencies have hijacked that particular wavelength and it gets into your mind, all of a sudden you could just like have a thought that comes out of the blue that takes you into some fear narrative, some fear story, some doubt, some worry, and that completely affects your vibration. Now that done on a group scale in a collective environment can really bring the energy down. And when we are in fear, we're easier to control, okay? So I'll just let that be. You can take from it what you will, and give you a tip. So really be mindful of your thoughts. And I claim every day when I wake up that I'm only receiving thoughts and frequencies from my higher mind. Your higher mind is basically your higher consciousness, right? Divine spirit, or whatever you want to call it, your higher self. So I wake up every morning and I claim my sovereignty over my own frequency, which is my thoughts, my thought forms. And I say, I claim sovereignty over my thoughts and only receive thoughts and thought forms from my higher mind. Okay, so try that and see how that works for you. I notice I maybe have to say it throughout the day. The other thing that's going on is if you guys are experiencing physical symptoms of ascension, I don't know what other people are experiencing, but my whole body has been buzzing. It's like this super high anxiety. I know everybody experiences ascension differently or symptoms differently, but it's basically because there's so much light coming onto the planet that our physical bodies and our astral bodies are trying to recalibrate. So the best you can to do calming nervous system toning exercises. Sometimes you could just be staying awake up all night, but don't go into fear about it. Try to do the best you can to rest when you're tired, even if that's like during the day and then you're awake at night. Try not to have any judgments about when you're sleeping or when you're awake, because time is not linear. And we're getting a lot of glitches in our matrix right now and in the time frames of, things that we do. I try to stay as, with the natural flow of things as possible, like the natural cycles of nature. So buzzing, headaches, you could be getting these glitches in the matrix. And I had one happen, had a couple of them happen where I thought I was going crazy. So you could not remember something, almost like, I'd say that you put a glass of water out on the counter, and then you go to sleep and you wake up and the glass of water is gone. And you're like, where the hell did that glass of water go? Have I gone crazy? So there's these little kind of glitches in the matrix. You'll know when they happen because it's kind of big stuff, right? It's not small stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, I swear that I did that. And what happened? So there's a lot of frequencies out there that are trying to get us to kind of feel like we've gone crazy. I know that a lot of mental illness is heightening right now. So to really have a strong sense of connection to your heart and your breath and grounding into the earth, anything as stability points. So I always go to my heart space, and I go to my breath, and I go to the earth. Those are my grounding stability points when things are feeling very strange, because when the veil gets lifted and we realize that a lot of the things that we thought were true or real are not, that can be very rocking to our psyche. It can be very disruptive to our whole system. So we are all going through that on a collective level, and you'll be going through various degrees of that. The other thing is dissolving all that is not serving you into light. Okay, so if you get caught in some of these lower frequencies, lower vibrations, and you're just finding you're in blame, you're in victim mode, you're pissed off, just claim your sovereignty in that moment and say, anything that is creating this or anything that is causing me to be out of balance, I dissolve all into light now. Okay, so we're powerful beings, and once you realize your power and what you claim, you can change your whole reality and your whole world. I want you guys to just say hi to Fred for a minute. Hi, Fred. Fred is super pissed that I disrupted his nap, but it's kind of the only place that I have right now. I'm in transition, guys. So that's why we haven't seen me for a little while, and I've been doing my own healing as well. And for those of you that want to know, Mowgli is still here. He's probably taking a nap in the backyard, but we have another dog staying with us. That's Fred. This is actually Fred's house. He's staring at me. Interference. The last thing I'll talk about is interference. So when you're knowing that there's a thought or a frequency, and it can actually come through another person. So if you're finding that certain people are triggering you, that person has been hijacked. Okay, yeah, this is a real thing, and that frequency has come through that person to actually get to you. So it's not about that person. Okay, you're just going to revoke consent to any interference. Sorry, Fred's moving. You're going to revoke consent to any interference. Whenever you're speaking with someone, and maybe you don't know who they are, or maybe you don't know, like, you know, if they're sovereign beings, and there's no judgment here, okay? Because everybody's on their own path with this. You can say silently, I would like to speak to the infinite being of this person. I would like to speak to the highest being of this person's heart and soul. And so whenever you're texting or whenever you're speaking to someone, you want to claim that you're going to revoke consent to basically speaking or communicating with any vibration or energy that is not of 100% pure light. And then you'll find an easier time of communicating with this person, or you'll find that they shift, the conversation shifts, or they actually walk away. Okay. So when you claim your vibration and you claim your space, then those around you either have to match that or they actually leave, right? So we stay where we are. We don't drop down to where the lower vibrations are. We stay where we are with our intention, right? So every morning, if you wake up and you have an intention, like my intent is to serve my highest source fully, completely, and totally, to serve my joy, abundance, happiness for myself and the planet, then that's your frequency. And whoever you interact with during the day, you'll share that frequency with them. And if they don't want that frequency, then you want to interact with them, or there will be something that will shift it or change it. So if you are having a hard time right now, a lot of us are going through dark nights of the soul, which can be very difficult to go through, especially if you're not feeling supported. Please reach out. I've been doing this for over 10 years now. I'm a trained psychic. I am an energy healer. I am a coach, and I'm here to help you through things. So I'm doing sessions right now. I'm doing specials right now on sessions for people who are new and starting out with me. I have new client rates. So do not be afraid to reach out, even if it's for just like a 15-minute consultation, and we can talk about what's going on with you, because I know sometimes things feel really weird and there's not like a ton of people that you can talk to about it without them thinking that you've gone crazy. Believe me, you're not going crazy. And if you feel like you're going crazy, you should definitely reach out and we can get you grounded again and actually use this time for incredible healing and bringing you to your greatest power and capacity and magnificence on this planet. Thanks, you guys. I'll be trying to do more videos, and I hope you're all doing well out there.